What's up? It's Carcino here. Let's talk about it. Here's why Biggie volume of work was not greater after he passed. We tried to do this live, but you know what's going on over there, so here we are. Now, when we set out to address the situation or try to talk about it, people always ask like, man, why Big didn't have a large vocabulary like Pac got all these albums? Well, Pac was always preparing for his demise. Big wasn't. So the thing of it was, Big was so swamped after he hit it big. His album only sold like 2 million copies, but the singles were selling millions of records. So what they did was basically make remixes of songs that they could have been radio hits. And they just started making new songs. And the thing of it is, Biggie was just writing for everybody. He wasn't writing anymore. After the first album, he wasn't writing no more. Like, as far as he was recording everything in his head. So it wasn't like he had just a notebook of rhymes and stuff, just unless they were older rhymes. He wasn't just keeping those around. He wasn't even writing them down for the other artists. If he writing for somebody, he'll say, look, he'll go in there and spit it and make a reference track and then have them come in there and learn it and put it down. And that's what he did for Puff, a couple of times. And as you know, we heard the song he wrote for Little Kim. That whole first album, he basically wrote that whole album for her. Hardcore is Big writing. So that's just another Biggie album. And all the cadence and all the pauses, this Big. And she was Lil Kim was a little person rapping big. Like a big person. That's what she, Big Mama. So, anyway, after that, writing for C's, writing for some other people, writing for Puff, he was working. He just wasn't writing a lot for himself. Plus, he messed around a lot. Like, sometimes he didn't feel like doing it. And he only started writing songs when he's ready to record them. And that was basically his process. Everybody's process is different. Pac can knock out 90 to 85 songs, right then and there on the spot. But Pac always had this work ethic even before his incident. But once you have a near-death experience, it kind of increases the drive to keep working because you realize that any day could be that day. So it kicks in an overdrive for you to want to keep producing. So for Pac, for him to do a double CD was nothing. For Big, it was that was going to take a little bit more work. Because even though he worked hard on the album when it was time to get down, he was doing like 3 albums. He was working on the Commission album, Puffy album, and his double CD. And the reason why they ended up turning it into a double CD is because the album they had was tight. It was ready to go. And they said, you know what? We pushing the album back because, Pac gone. And the fact that he was getting ready to drop another album at the end of the year, they were like, you know what, just push it. Because the album's supposed to come out in November, like around Thanksgiving time. And they end up pushing it back all the way back to March. So, because Tupac was putting his album out, it was like, we got a Tupac release coming. And once that started, Right, Tupac was releasing another album. That just people had to readjust a lineup. So that being said, Big's album was pushed back, so they were plotting just for that in particular. But like I said, you know how that process works. One moment is good, next moment it isn't. So I don't know. It just is what it is. It's a very weird situation. And people are acting like they just don't understand what's going on. Sometimes when you explain it to them, like, man, but he still could have been putting out work. People work ethics are different. You gotta understand, Big was in a car accident, man, that tore up his leg. So I appreciate your Cash App donation. It was quite handsome, and you made a suggestion, and hopefully this answered your question. But everybody moves different, dude. For the rest of you, want to hit me up on the Cash App. The name is Carcino on the Cash App. Karceno. And we thank you. But everybody moves different, man. You know, Big was going to have a lot of physical complications because he had gained about 40, 50 pounds extra since the accident. He gained about another 40, 50 pounds from when he had the accident to then. He severely tore his leg up to the point where he had to use a cane. He wasn't rehabbing correctly, on his leg the way he should. He was going to need a specialist and probably was going to have hip replacement surgery. Had this continued on, he would have had to have it. But it is what it is. And I think by having a shorter vocabulary, just a shorter volume period, it makes it more vintage. It makes it more, collectively important because it's like this is it. This is all we have. So it makes it like more worth. The worth is the value of it should increase because it's not a lot of it. If that makes any sense to the world. Well, depends on who you're rooting for, people, but definitely, I'm somebody who is a firm believer of do all you can while you have the time to do it. So do all you can, man. So all I can tell you is the best advice I can give you. Now I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a blessed day.